What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope you guys all had a great start to the week. Hope you guys enjoyed your Monday. Hope you guys are ready for another live 2023 Dynasty Fantasy Football Startup Mock Draft, including rookies. We're running with 3 wide receivers, Superflex format, tight end premium format. You guys know what it is. So practicing for our upcoming leagues for the Catch Fam Leagues. Nonetheless, super excited to hang out with you guys today, talk some fantasy football, and hop into another mock draft. So I'm going to give one last warning on Discord that we're going to get this thing kicked off, and we will start in just a couple moments. So let me do that. You guys know what to do. Hit the like button on the way in. If you guys are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. But most importantly, hop in the live chat. Let me know what's popping. Let me know how you guys are doing. All right. So I'm going to send out that last warning. And we'll get to it, man. So I hope you guys are doing fantastic today. We've got a little bit of news to go over. Nothing too major. But nonetheless, hope you guys are ready. Get your keyboards ready. Get your mouse ready. Get your phone ready. However you're drafting. Let's do it, man. Let's kick off another freaking mock draft. Let's do it. I'm so excited to be here, man. And, gosh, this is like the 3rd startup mock we've done for practice for the leagues in like the last 24 hours. So I might try and switch it up a little bit tonight. I might not. I've liked the last 2 squads I put together for the most part. But I am going to stick with Joe Burrow at 1.4 here. That's probably not going to change for me, unless Mahomes, Hurts, or Allen falls out to the 1.4. So I did pose a question on Instagram today. Herbert versus Trevor Lawrence in Dynasty startup mocks. Who do you guys like going first? So, I mean, we're just consistently kind of seeing that at the 1.5, 1.6. It's just different day, you know, different order there. Herbert or Lawrence off the board first. Let me know in the chat. Who do you guys like more going into this coming season? All right, let me hop in live chat. Let me see what's going on here, guys. Appreciate you guys spending part of your night here on the channel, as always. Derek, what's going on, man? So excited to see you in the draft today. Godfather, hello, hello. J-Dubs, what's going on, everybody? Taylor, Senior Cinnabon, what's going on, guys? Great to have some OG members of the Catch Fam in the house running it tonight. What's up, what's up? Shane, what's going on, my guy? I gave up on the draft because the vote was redraft. I think maybe... Oh, were you voting for redraft? So it was 14 for Dynasty, 4 for redraft. But we'll run a redraft tomorrow for those of you guys interested for sure. Thomas, what's going on, my dude? Hello, hello. I was looking forward to the Dynasty mock tonight, but I got called into work last minute. Can't turn down the overtime. Yeah, man, I'm sorry to hear that. I will have plenty more. And I'll continue to reserve a spot for you on Sundays, my dude, for sure. I know it's hard for you to hop into a lot of these with your work schedule and everything, my guy. All right, so a little bit of news that we do want to touch on here towards the beginning of the stream. And please let me know in the chat your guys' reactions to everything as well. So let's start with Brock Purdy, because I feel like that's a little bit of a, I don't know, not as lengthy of a conversation. Although the only other topic is Lamar Jackson. I don't particularly know how much we're going to break that down, and I'm about to be on the clock. But yeah, so John Lynch has come out and said that Brock Purdy has earned his spot as the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. I know we have a lot of Trey Lance fans in the community. I'm not knocking that, but I have been kind of saying all offseason thus far that I think Brock Purdy is going to be the guy next season. So I don't want to say I told you so. And who knows? I mean, there's so much time until the season begins. I mean, he could have, you know, regards to his recovery from the elbow surgery, a step back. I mean, you just never know. It's just so much time. Trey Lance could absolutely light it up in training camp. I mean, who knows, right? But I just have had the belief that it's going to be Purdy out there, right? And I don't know. That's the indication that we have at the moment. I've loved Purdy as a late round pick in our Underdog best ball drafts. I've loved him as a late round pick in Dynasty, startup mock, superflex formats, right? So I don't know how much his ADP is going to shift, but I would imagine it's going to shift somewhat for the time being, because that's how the offseason works, right? We get one report, we get one comment, and ADP just flies up or down. So we'll see what happens ultimately, but I definitely thought that was interesting. And let me know. Do you guys still think that it's going to be Trey Lance? Do you guys think by the time the season starts that it'll be Purdy? Let me know. But yeah, we had that. Then outside of that, we have more Lamar Jackson drama. So we can talk about that as well. Let me make this pick. This is kind of a tough pick here. This is why I usually go receiver in the second round. I wouldn't have gotten Stroud, but I don't know, man. I'm looking at the receivers available. Like, it's a tough pick here. I'm going to go Metcalf. I mean, age 25. Just give me my wide receiver one. But, like, you know, I'd rather have a Waddle, Wilson, Devonta Smith, Olave right there. As much as I like Metcalf. You guys know I love DK Metcalf. But I just want a little bit more youth for my first receiver off the board. So, I mean, I don't hate the pick. But like I said, I'm going to try and switch it up a little bit tonight. So, okay, going back to Lamar Jackson, right? So, you have Lamar Jackson tweeting out that he did request a trade from the Ravens in a relatively lengthy statement, right? And he requested that trade at the beginning of the month on March 2nd, right? The interesting thing is that he tweeted that as soon as John Harbaugh was set for a press conference, and kind of, you know, obviously the Ravens have known about this. Obviously Lamar Jackson has known about this. Obviously there hasn't been any leaks, and you know, we're very, very used to things like this getting outside of a building within like less than 24 hours, you know. But there have been things that have happened, like the Hollywood Brown trade, supposedly last year. Like, both sides knew about that for quite some time, and that never got leaked. And I mean, a lot of times it has to do with agents and things like that. And obviously Lamar Jackson doesn't have an agent. The Ravens definitely run a tight ship as well. But not really a professional move by Lamar Jackson, who, listen, there's a lot to break down to. I know we've kind of stayed away from the speculation here on the channel outside of fantasy discussion, but, and I'm a Lamar Jackson fan, don't get me wrong, but I really think the more and more this offseason progresses, just poor moves by Lamar Jackson, who wants a fully guaranteed deal. When you really break down the last two seasons, has barely played 2/3 of the last two seasons due to injury, right? And then say what you want, but like, when you really look at how he's handled this offseason, it does not bode well for him with other potential NFL teams on top of the injuries. So, listen, do I know for sure that Lamar Jackson tweeted that on purpose to kind of, I don't know, play with the Ravens and their PR look a little bit? I don't know, but it definitely seems that way. And, you know, I guess you could look at it both ways. Like, Lamar deserves to be able to do that because the Ravens haven't paid him. But I'm not quite sure. I don't think it was the best overall move, in my opinion. Is it going to matter? I don't know. It might not matter. Lamar Jackson might get the exact contract he wants from another team. He might not get it. This could easily blow over. I don't know. But I just think it was a poor move, right? But outside of that, right, where's Lamar Jackson going to go? Where do you guys think? Like, it's just an odd situation. All right, let me make this selection very quickly here. I'm gonna go all veteran receivers. Give me Adams. Oh. So yeah, where's Lamar Jackson going to go? Because there's only a certain number of teams that have enough first round picks to trade for him. But then I've also heard that it doesn't matter. I don't know if this is true. Don't quote me. it doesn't matter what year those first round picks come from. Like technically it could be like 2025 first and 2026 first, but I don't think the Ravens are going to agree to that. Like they want pretty immediate first round picks. So I don't know. I don't know. I think the Colts are up there in terms of a realistic option. The more and more this offseason has progressed, I've been keeping tabs on what the Colts potentially around this situation, and I just feel like it could really happen. Could Lamar get the contract he wants there? I guess. Would he really go from a better situation or one situation to a better situation? Probably not. I mean, let's face it, the Ravens are a very stagnant team, but they do support a good run game. You've got Mark Andrews there, and the defense plays very well. I mean, the Ravens, it's really easy to forget, but they did go to the playoffs last year, and the Colts are a mess. They really are. So, I don't know. I know some people are making some buzz about the Jets, and the Jets have come out and said that, if they were to pursue Lamar Jackson at this given moment, or even in the past couple of weeks, that would be in very bad faith. And listen, the Jets and the Packers have an agreement of sorts. Okay? However you want to look at it. You know what, guys? I'm taking Christian Kirk off the board. I do not care. I'm getting Christian Kirk this draft, Michael. You are not. The Packers and the Jets certainly have an agreement, right? That's what I was getting at. So they are, I don't know. That's going to happen. It might take some time, but that's going to happen. I really don't think Lamar is going to the Jets. I know it's easy speculation to say the Jets should at least pick up the phone. Sure. But I don't think it's going to happen. I don't. You've got the Vikings as like a dark horse team out there that people are saying could be in the mix. I don't really know where that came from, but that's out there. You've got the Washington Commanders name out there as well, but I'm pretty sure their GM released a statement today that said they continue to believe in Sam Howell as well as Jacoby Brissett as their quarterback options moving forward. I've also read that a multitude of teams have looked at the injury history with Lamar Jackson and the amount of guaranteed money that he wants, and they're just not on board. Too much of a risk in their eyes, right? So this situation is pretty interesting, very intriguing, a little intense, and I have no worldly idea what's going to happen, although I don't believe Lamar Jackson is going to be back with the Ravens. Gone back and forth on that throughout the offseason. At this point, I don't think they're going to be able to mend this relationship. But do I think that Lamar Jackson is going to get the exact contract that he wants? I am not quite sure. What could that result in? That could result in Lamar Jackson not playing this year. It could result in Lamar Jackson's signing the franchise tag with the Ravens and not playing this year. It could result in a lot of weird things. So Lamar Jackson is probably the biggest question mark for me at the quarterback position. Like, especially when we're looking at these Dynasty Superflex mocks or redraft mocks for that matter. It's a big question mark for me at the moment. His ADP might fall a little bit further back. It might not. I mean, he could, like, when we're mock drafting at this point, it's the end of March, right? Like, we're playing on hypotheticals. So, like, Lamar goes at the 1.9 tonight. You can play the hypothetical, right? He's going to be playing next year. That's what I believe, whether that's with the Ravens, the Colts, or the New York Giants, or the Las Vegas Raiders. He's going to play somewhere, right? So that's fine to do, right? I'm not against that necessarily. But like I said, this whole situation is just getting... It's very, very interesting. And don't get me wrong, like, I do think that Lamar Jackson deserves some amount of guaranteed money. I just think that the whole handling of the situation has been poorly done on his part. And, I get that you have to pay agents and pay percentages. And I do think that there should be a way for players to move forward without an agent if that's what they want. But there's a lot of thing like, you know, Under Armour repeatedly tried to give Lamar Jackson a deal like after his MVP season, and they couldn't reach him. Like that's millions of dollars left on the table. You know, it's just things like that that it purely doesn't benefit him at this point in time to not have an agent. So I don't know, guys. Let me make this draft pick very quickly here. Wow, tight ends, I've got 8 up. Okay, give me Cole Kmet, I guess. All right, so that's enough of me rambling. Let's hop back into the live chat. Spence had a big story. Let's touch on Spence's story. Finally got to Wisconsin today after having to stay overnight in Minneapolis. Once we land, my bags did not arrive. Then I got home. Car doesn't work and needs to get towed. Now I'm in the process of getting a new car. It's been an awful few days. Yeah, definitely never fun when those sort of things happen, right? Getting stuck in an airport for an extra day, your bags not being where they're supposed to be, and your car not working, your car having to get towed, and buying a new car, right? These are the challenges that life presents us with. But try to find some positives. No, it's not easy, and you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Let me know if you need any help in any way. Any fatherly advice that I have deep in my soul, I will be happy to give to you, Spence. All right, I have no idea what I'm doing with this mock draft. I got 3 receivers. I've got a tight end. I got 2 quarterbacks. Do I want to pick a running back here? Or do I want to pick another receiver? Man, I missed Addison. I probably should have scooped up Addison. Just give me Pacheco. Sorry, I'm just in a talking mood. We're going to switch up. We're going to see what happens. We're going to switch up my mock tonight, and I'm going to talk. Let's see. Shane, my bad. I had it mixed. I thought 14. Oh, my bad, bro. My bad. We'll run another startup mock soon, for sure. Albert, what's good? Albert says John Lynch didn't even mention Trey Lance's name in that interview. Yeah, so I honestly did not see the interview itself. But that's interesting for sure if he's only talking about Purdy. J-Dub, you can't even trade Trey Lance. He has no value. So, I mean, I have heard rumors that Trey Lance could be on the move. Okay, do I know that for sure? No, these are loose rumors. But there have been like one or two sources saying that Trey Lance's name has come up leading up to the NFL draft. So we'll see what happens. What else can we say? Off-season speculation. Purdy isn't going to be ready for a while, though. Sam Darnold might be starting. That's probably a good point. Albert's going to be Sam Darnold, I bet. Man, I'm not ready for that. Do you guys think Sam Darnold can have success in Kyle Shanahan's system? Derek, I think it'll be Brock Purdy. He really does look like the better quarterback. Lance doesn't look that good to me. I've said all offseason I do believe it's going to be Purdy. I do think there's definitely potential in Lance. Don't get me wrong. We'll see what happens. Lamar to San Francisco after the draft. They'll spend the 2024-2025 picks. That would be crazy. Yeah, and that's one thing, right? Like, you know, the Jets come up as an easy target because the Rodgers thing hasn't happened. The Colts are really making waves in the rumor side of things. The Vikings are your dark horse team, and Washington was up there too. There's a very good chance that there's a team involved that we have no clue. Like, no clue. You know, it always happens when there's a big trade target on the market, right? Cinnabon, took DK a round too early. Nah, I don't know. He would not have been available at 4.9. Higgins on the board. That's fair. I mean, Higgins is just a year younger. Guess it depends on who you want, right? Lamar posts his tweet the moment. Yep. Moment Harbaugh went up for an interview. 100%. Yeah, like I said, not my favorite move personally. Cinnabon with the double stack. Oh, Fields and Moore. Tua and Hill. I like it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and adjust my settings so I'm not covering the draft board. Shane, I think it's going to be after the draft if he gets an offer. Yeah, and I mean, that's a good point, too. Like, this could continue to be... Like, we're going to have the Rodgers-Jets-Packers thing at a stalemate until the draft. And then we're probably going to have this situation be a stalemate possibly until after the draft, too. Let's see here. Boss man, I don't understand the Christian Kirk hype. He's inconsistent. Yeah, I mean, I think he was very consistent with the Jags, but that's fair. I mean, it was not necessarily consistent with the Cardinals at all, but wasn't properly utilized, I would argue. But I just like him. That's one of my guys, right? You guys know that with me, a lot of stuff boils down to personal conviction, and I would definitely say I have that conviction in Kirk, which you guys know. All right, I screwed up at quarterback tonight. So I'm not going to go quarterback here. Let's go receiver. I mean, just... Ooh, it's tough. I'm the worst tonight. Never mind. We got DeAndre Swift. Let's go. I couldn't decide which rookie receiver to go with. Let's do it. Give me Swifty. That's my boy. Give me the auto pick. Cats, I'd say it's probably 90% chance Lamar stays in Baltimore. Do you really think that's going to happen? I mean, we've got a couple Ravens fans in the chat. Do you guys think there is still a chance that Lamar stays with the Ravens? Cinnabon, I don't really trust Pierce. I like Pierce as an RB2 in startup drafts. Behind Pollard, I think that's a good point to be. But don't get me wrong, coming off an injury with Singletary there now as well. Probably something to monitor, for sure. Man, I can't believe I accidentally picked Swift. I mean, I'm not totally against that pick. But here we are. I'm trying to think of where I want to go with this next pick. Man, Monty's gone. I'm just going to go for a power move and go double tight end tonight. 2 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, 3 receivers. I mean, we're pretty even par. It's just not how I wanted to start this draft at all. No rookies on this team. Oh, I got CJ Stroud. What am I saying? No rookies at skill position. All right, let's see. Praise says, John, what did I say about the GOAT? Purdy. Yeah, man, that's your guy. That's our guy. We both said it, man. You push Komet's price too high. I mean, who am I supposed to pick there, right? I mean, and Njoku, I think a lot of people would argue for. But, I mean, you got to look at the board, right? And, like, I don't want to lose out on tight end because I've had that happen a couple mocks where maybe I hold off a bit because it feels like a tier is going to drop. And then, you know, especially being close to the turn, right? Like, if I don't go Komet at 6.9, at 7.4, and I think he's the best tight end on the board, by the time 8.9, 9.4 comes around, well, obviously Ingram is there. But, you know, I love Ingram, don't get me wrong. But Komet, a little bit younger at age 24. So, yeah, I mean, the way I will look at it is I want to fulfill the tight end position right there. And when I'm looking at the board, I do think he's personally the best tight end on the board. I know a lot of people really like Njoku, and I do like Njoku, but I'll take Komet, who's 2 years younger, and Titan offense, I think, is going to take a step forward as well. Let's see. Spence, I had a fortune cookie the day of hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Usually don't believe in that, but I do now. That is kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy, man. All right, into the 10th round we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. Thomas says T-Law over Herbie all day. It's kind of crazy to think, like, the point I was kind of trying to make on Instagram is, like, last year, right? Like, recency bias really comes into play in Dynasty leagues, right? So, if you're going into last year, I mean, Herbert, in some leagues, was your second quarterback off the board. Second or third. And, I mean, it just depends on who you're drafted with. Some places fourth. But definitely the top 5, right? But even in redraft formats last year, like, Herbert was number 2 in some rankings, but definitely in the number 3 spot for a lot of rankings, which is fair, too. Like, I mean, Herbert had a monster season. Was quarterback 2 his sophomore year, right? 5,000 passing yards, 38 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, right? So, don't get me wrong. Like, it was warranted by all means, but don't get me wrong. The main point with T-Law, in terms of an advantage, is he's 2 years younger, you know? So, like, if that's the main reasoning, excuse me, I think it's completely fair. But it's just like, if you look at it just a year ago, you take away the season T-Law had this past year and what Herbert had this past year, like, they're still very, very close, you know? But I love both, and I probably am leaning Trevor Lawrence just by a hair at the moment. Oh, Lockett fell to me. Let's go. I was hoping Flowers would fall, but just give me a win now, team. That's what we're into at the moment. Except for quarterback. I mean, I got Burrow, but I better hope that Stroud is starting. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Couple good running backs available. Couple good receivers available as well. I mean, I got Metcalf and Lockett. I don't particularly like that. No, I need to go Jimmy G. Good pick, Derek. I mean, this might be one of those drafts where I just chalk it up to... I'm trading after the draft. I'm going to acquire a quarterback at a costly price. What's up, Boxing the Jack? Hello, hello. Good to see you, broski. Taylor Swift at the end of the 8th, still great value. I don't disagree. Yeah, I don't disagree. I still like Swift. I just was not planning on picking 2 running backs back-to-back there. But it's a unique challenge we've got here tonight. Let's roll with it, man. Oh, where do I want to go? I'll take James Conner off the board. We're just going to switch it up tonight. All right, Cinnabon, I hate having to take DJ in the 4th, but I know John's going to take him in the 5th if I don't. He was on my radar for sure. I don't know if he would have fell out that far, though. Like, to the 5th round. He's always going to be on my radar right now. But, yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I would have landed him in the 5th. If he was there at 4.9, I definitely would have considered him. But I like Adams right there as well. Oh, my team is like... I don't know. I've got to add some rookie value at the end of this draft. Without a doubt. But yeah, I mean, you guys know me. Trying to push up those Bears players, ADP, Jaguars players, Kenneth Gainwell. So, Cats and Joku got sniped. I try to get him every draft. Yeah, I mean, I really think, like, Njoku, Komet, Freiermuth, and even Dolchich maybe to some degree Ingram, but Ingram and Schultz, for whatever reason, I mean Schultz because he's with the Texans now, falling back a little bit. But like those couple tight ends I just named, like I would say if you want them, you know, it's kind of like Cinnabon was just saying about DJ Moore. Like you kind of have to take them when you can, even if it's slightly above ADP. And I would never feel bad about drafting players that you have the conviction in that you want on your squad a round or so ahead of ADP. Because at the end of the day, ADP doesn't really mean anything at all. You know, it just is their average draft position, literally, right? So it's okay to go against the average draft position, and especially if it's going to form what you think is the best possible team. So those couple tight ends, at least in the tight end premium format, I would say take a strong look at when you can, right? Pray Lamar to Commanders. I mean, I guess anything's possible. Their GM came out and said that that's not going to happen. But I don't know if that means anything. So we'll see. All right, where do I want to go with this next pick? Yeah, I was just thinking about Sam Howell. And then I was like, Boss Man's definitely going to take him. I'm going to pick Mooney here. Let's try and bring Mooney back into the conversation. Age 25, going to his 4th season. You add DJ Moore to the offense. Could open things up for Mooney quite nicely. Who I've always liked. But that injury bug hit him last year. Right when the Bears were really starting to heat up, too. And he was playing well over that stretch. So I think if he comes back fully healthy in a full PPR league, he's in a good spot. Of course, I forgot Allen Lazard's on the board. Forgot my guy. Thomas, you got Metcalf and Lockett? I did. Rolling with the Seahawks, baby. Taylor, just finished with Josh Downs tape. I got to say Downs over Flowers. I like Josh Downs a lot. I think he could have a really nice role with the right team. I think he'd be a great possession type receiver for sure. Cats, we hate Levis that much. I'm not big on him. But geez, he had 10th round tonight. I thought about targeting him because he did fall out pretty significantly. But then I just have 2 rookie quarterbacks. I mean, I guess that's better than just having 2 quarterbacks on your team. But all right, I'm going to take a player against his ADP and Kenneth Gainwell. Not giving up on my Gainwell hype. There's a better running back room than I usually have. Pacheco, Swift, Connor, and Gainwell. Receivers, we got Mooney, Lockett, Kirk, Adams, Metcalf, Burrow, and Stroud at quarterback. Ingram and Kmet at tight end. So we need some rookie running back help here, some rookie receiver help here, and we need to figure out something at quarterback. I don't know if there's anything we can really figure out at quarterback at this point. Sam Howell was like my last chance. Hooker's a good pick. Like I thought about taking Hooker, but I just at this point I'm not necessarily looking for another rookie quarterback. I'm going to have someone hopefully fill the void if Stroud isn't starting right away, which like I said, I might just chalk this one up as a loss and say I screwed this draft up. I'm going to have to trade for a starting quarterback, which would be pretty costly. Let's see. Thomas, I like James Conner late round value. I do too, especially when you're trying to even out a roster a little bit, just get some veteran presence. Like Conner, injury history. Don't get me wrong, I love James Conner. Like, you guys know that. It's been a guy I've rooted for very heavily, a guy that I was very vocal about, like going into last season, the year before. But he is a veteran running back, and he has been hurt quite a bit in his career. So long-term outlook's not perfect, but trying to even out a roster, get some immediate help if Swift can't play. if the Chiefs decide they're going to do Chiefs things and not utilize Pacheco correctly, whatever, right? It gives me some immediate fill-in value, which I think is great in the 11th round. So, I agree. Spence, I wanted Levis over Cook. What round? Oh, you got Cook in the 10th, right next to Levis. Okay. Yeah, I wanted Jimmy G right there at the 11.4, but I couldn't pass up block it. Brian Robinson still RB1 in Washington. He is on paper. But Washington's going to utilize both him and Antonio Gibson, you know. That's just what they do. And I won't be surprised if like they draft another running back too. I mean, I don't know what in the world Washington's going to do next year. But Robinson is the RB1 on paper. I do like him. You know, you land him in the 11th round, the same round that James Conner went, who we've just been talking about, but also guys like Aaron Jones. I mean, I like Robinson in that tier because at the end of the day, he's age 24, which is a little bit older for a second-year player. But I mean, I will say, if Aaron Jones is available, like I'm feeling pretty good in the 11th round. We just talked about James Conner being a nice fill-in for immediate value. I would argue that Jones is even better value, even with Aaron Rodgers gone from the Packers. All right, who do I want to draft? I think I might just take 2 rookies in a row. Or I might just draft Ezekiel Elliott. How about Devin Singletary? Clyde Edwards-Helaire. There's some big names out there. Where do I want to go? Yeah, I think I just need to pick back-to-back rookies here. Condre Miller's a great pick there. I'm going to go Cedric Tillman here. I don't have any rookie receivers on this team. That's a huge issue. Take Bigsby's a good value there in the 14th. Romeo Doubs. Tell you who I really wanted in this draft was Jordan Love. Where did he go? At 8.2 to JW, of course. Yeah, J-Dub's an interesting strat tonight. Goes Bijan in the first. 3 receivers in a row between the 2nd and 4th round. Doesn't go quarterback to the 5th. Gets Pickett, Goff, and Jordan Love. I like it. I'm just going to pick Dwayne McBride here. I mean, there's a lot of good rookie running backs on the board, but I like Dwayne McBride a lot. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more selections tonight. I want to throw together a small queue very quickly. Interested to see who potentially makes it back at 16.9. McIntosh, a good pick there. I can't wait for the draft, man. Just to see where half of these running backs end up. Chase Brown, a great pick there. I mean, what would you guys do at quarterback right now if you're me? Just leave it as a loss? I mean, I already passed on Baker and Malik Willis. I mean, I've got Tannehill, Tanner McKee, Zach Wilson, Stetson Bennett, Max Duggan, Sam Darnold, Mike White, Winston. Gardner Minshew might be my only option. I think I'm sitting in a fat L. Be trading away a first rounder. Cinnabon hit the triple stack. Oh, Mac Jones and Juju. I like it, bro. I was wondering if Cade Otton would fall out. I feel like Otton's ADP has moved up a little bit. I like both those picks. Cade Otton, Rashad Penny back to back. Spence, I love my team right now. Let's go, let's go. Thomas, I kind of like Braxton Berrios. Might be flashy with Miami. Could be. I mean, with McDaniels there, I think anything's possible. Could end up being a special teams guy primarily as well, but definitely reason for optimism. I always like Berrios with the Jets. Yeah, Jay does think I'm taking the L, my dude. Tom said take Winston. Carr could get injured. Derek says you could take Brissett or Tannehill or Trask. Those are good points. Take someone, right? I'll see if anyone falls out to the very last round. So, but I have my final 2 picks set up. I know one of them's going to get taken. We shall see. We shall see. You're on the clock right now. And now I'm in anticipation to see who you pick. Odell. There goes my guy Bellinger. All right, I need to take a look at who I want to roll with here. Give me Shaheed. Not a rookie, obviously, but I'm going to say close enough to a rookie going into the second season. I almost picked Zeke. I'm not going to lie. I've got 5 running backs. There goes Zeke. Good pick, Derek. I'm glad he's with you. Goes Hardman as we move into the 17th. Tannehill's off the board. Spence deserves him. I mean, he picked Malik Willis. Man, I just don't like this tier of tight ends. I'd rather just take, like, Conklin or Taysom Hill at the end. I'm going to go Rice here. I'm happy with that pick. So I put my receivers as Metcalf, Adams, Kirk, Lockett, Mooney, Tillman, Shaheed, and Rice. So I actually feel like that's a pretty good balance, but the younger part of that equation came at the end of the draft as opposed to the beginning. Metcalf's 25, Kirk's 26, Adams is 30, I believe. Lockett's 29, I believe. Mooney is 25, I want to say. Yep. So we got okay balance there, adding Tillman, Shaheed, and Rice. But it's pure speculation at this point in the offseason, right? Shakir could be a top receiver in Buffalo. But there's potential there with McKenzie gone for sure. I know he's on a couple of your guys' draft boards, so in the 17th round, not a bad value at all. Yeah, I do like Jawan Johnson. I do like Johnson at the end of drafts. Musgrave's okay here, too. So I'm going to take one of my final picks so I can secure it. Deuce Vaughn. I think Vaughn's a good value there for sure. I almost went Deuce Vaughn over Rice or Shaheed. All right, guys. 3 more rounds left. Let's do it. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. I'm super tired tonight. I don't really know why. I actually got good sleep, so I don't know. Been really, really busy at work and stuff, so I don't know. I do have a baby. I don't know. So sorry if my vibes were not 110% on point tonight. But trying to tough through it. So I will be going out of town Friday. I'll be going to the beach at some point in the summer, like we go to the beach every year. But I know I was out of town beginning of March. And I had to take some time off. And I'm going out of town Friday through Tuesday. So just so you guys know, there will be no streams Friday through Tuesday. So I'm definitely trying to grind out every single night this week for sure. So we'll run some off-air mocks and everything. I'll stay in touch with you guys, so don't worry about that. But I do want to let you guys know Friday through Tuesday will not have a way to stream. I could bring like a crappy setup with me, but I don't think it's worth it, or your guys' time as well. Let me make this pick very quickly here. I started looking at quarterbacks for some reason. was not a good idea. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad tonight. Let's go, Clyde. Oh my gosh, I want to change that pick so badly. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 running backs. I just couldn't make up my mind on which rookie running back I wanted, and I get stuck with CEH. So that's probably my final running back of the night. I actually don't dislike this team. I just have such a question mark at my QB2 spot. Oh well. Yeah, Bailey Zappi was a good pick, Cinnabon. Taylor, I feel like I balled out pretty well this draft. Yeah, we'll take a look at teams in a bit. I'm glad you're feeling more confident than I am, man. I mean, jeez Louise. How do I wrap up this draft without looking like a complete moron? But yeah, when I get back from Georgia, Jacoby Brissett's a decent pick there, Derek. We'll be grinding out like crazy. Like I have some pretty intense plans coming up for the channel, and I'm super excited for that. I am working. If you guys haven't noticed, my setup is a little bit different. I'm working on changing my setup completely. I've actually moved. Basically, we're swapping the 2 upstairs rooms. So I'm in a different room. If you guys care. I doubt you guys care, but yeah, so I'm in the process of setting up a completely new setup as well. I'll have some new equipment and different things coming in, so yeah, man. Once I get all that done, the pace of everything will definitely pick up. I'm going Max Duggan here. I know, like, I kept avoiding going for a second rookie quarterback, but here we are. And Duggan's definitely not going to start right away. But I'll throw him on the taxi squad while I'm out there trading for another quarterback. Maybe even make him part of my trade. I don't know. I mean, I essentially have to pick 2 quarterbacks here to end the draft. And I was going to pick Sam Darnold, but I just can't do it. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I mean, I'm going to have to pick from that tier of, like, Zach Wilson, Winston, Mike White, Sam Darnold. This is my least favorite draft I've had in a while. Like I said, I don't actually particularly mind this team, but having such a glaring question mark at quarterback is not good. Not good at all. Cinnabon, you wanted Hurst there. I like Hurst in the later rounds. I would say, like, when it comes to that bottom tier tight ends, Cowboys tight ends, unless they draft one, Jawan Johnson, Bellinger, Kate Otten, and Hurst. You better get them when you want, when you don't want to see them, you know, not on your team. So, Kate Otten, a guy I've been very vocal about. I don't know if I'm going to end up with Kate Otten on my team anymore, which is fine. I like when my conviction kind of comes to light and you guys start liking those same players. All right, Minshew's gone. All right, just give me Sam Darnold. I wanted to draft Minshew just because he's like 10 times cooler than any other quarterback, but it's what it is. All right, let's do it, baby. Let's hit some team reviews. That was a big drink of water. All right, we actually got through that mock pretty quickly. All right, J-Dubs, what we do tonight, my dude? I love the beginning of this draft for you. I don't know what my screen's doing. Here we go. Yeah, so you don't go quarterback to the 5th. How do you feel about this quarterback room? Let me know in the chat. Pickett, Goff, Jordan Love. I'm okay with it. Is there a ton of upside? Is there an absolute stud at the position? No. But what you traded that value for was Bijan, A.J. Brown, Christian Watson, Drake London. I would say it's arguably a pretty fair trade. If Pickett takes a step forward and Goff and that Lions offense continue to take any type of step forward compared to last year, where they already took a step forward, right? Then you got J-Lo in there too. So I actually think you could argue while there's not a crazy high ceiling, there's a little bit of upside in those three quarterbacks. Okay, is it the type of upside you get out of a, Jalen Hurts or even a half-injured Kyler Murray? No. But all these guys could take a step forward in their respective offenses next year. So outside of that, we got Rashad White, Keenan Allen, Gabe Davis, Okonkwo, Madison, Hodgins, Washington, DPJ, Singletary, Jawan Johnson, Thornton, Ford, and Wilson. I mean, I think all things considered, pretty good value on all those spots. I guess the weakest part of this team, I would argue, is the tight end position. Do I believe in Okonkwo as a player? Sure, I like Okonkwo. And I've talked about this a lot, I'm very hesitant around the Tennessee Titans passing offense. Okay, so that makes me a little queasy. I think Washington and Johnson are really good values, but maybe even if you swap out like Gabe Davis or Greg Dulcich, and then the 11th round hit John Mechie or Bateman or Mooney or Lazard, I'd feel just slightly better about that build. But outside of that, I think it's a good team, and I like what you did tonight. A little bit of a different start to this draft. Be like Chunk, kind of in a similar boat there, but yeah. Actually, 3 of you guys in a row. 4 skill position players to start the draft. So this is interesting. But I like what you did tonight, man. How do you feel about it? All right, let's see. Michael, different room catch. Let's go. Derek, what we do tonight, my dude? What's up, Derek? All right, we got Mahomes, Purdy, and Garoppolo. I'm okay with that. I mean, you're kind of leaning for the long term on Mahomes and Purdy, which I'm okay with. Then Jimmy G gives you some immediate value. 1 tight end. Kelsey, ride him till he retires. Take the stack with Mahomes. I would 110% draft another tight end in a tight end premium league coming out of a startup mock. I mean, if you're going to roll Kelsey for 2 or 3 years, whatever it is, 1 year, I mean, who knows? Kelsey could play 6 more years. I don't know. I'm okay with going Kelsey early and just riding him until he retires, whatever. But at the end of your draft, I mean, I would consider, even if it's another veteran like a Hayden Hurst or a Tyler Higbee, but realistically, and even if you could get like Dawson Knox in there, another rookie, you could get Kincaid in there. I would draft at least 1 more tight end, but especially Kelsey being the latter part of his career, maybe 2. But he's still Kelsey, right? All right. Garrett Wilson, Debo, Pickens, Deontay, Randall Robinson, Cooks, Osborne, Harmon, Campbell, Parker. I mean, I think you got pretty good receiver value throughout this draft. You got Wilson, Pickens, and Robinson in the mix. All young guys. I would still try to get a rookie receiver somewhere sprinkled in there. Charbonnet, Kamara, Tucker, Johnson, Elliott. This is an interesting running back room. I mean, if Zeke goes to the right team and is enough productive, and Kamara plays enough games next year, it could be an interesting room. I mean, I like that you have 3 rookies, but I mean, who's available when you want Kamara? I mean, I would maybe take Monty or even Dalvin Cook, just so you don't have the shaky situation. If things clear up throughout the offseason, that's a little bit different. But I mean, I love Charbonnet. But yeah, this running back room could get interesting. So, a couple notes there. Ultimately, I mean, the reality is, no matter how you come out of the draft, trades can happen, and a lot of them. So there's a lot of holes you can patch pretty quickly. All right, coast to coast, what we do, man. All right. So a running back in the first, then 3 receivers. So your first quarterback came in the 5th round, and Russell Wilson. Then you got Ritter, staph infection, and Bennett. I mean, you're probably starting Russell Wilson and Ritter, or Russell Wilson and Stafford. So your ceiling at quarterback is not great, but let's see what you got in turn for that. Kenneth Walker, CeeDee Lamb, JSN, and Kupp is really nice. I'd be a little bit queasy about the quarterback room, though. At tight ends, we got Goddard, Schultz, and Otten. I love the tight end room. Running backs left, we got Dobbins, Chubb, Mitchell, and Penny. I mean, good running back value. Great running back room when you include Walker. Receivers come out to Lamb, JSN, Cup, Mechie, Pierce, Marshall, Dortch. Oh, and Hendershot too. At tight end. So I would say tight ends, running backs, and receivers look great. You got some room or some work to do at quarterback though. But man, if Russ and Sean Payton get along and Ritter takes a step forward, this team could be in a really good position for sure. All right, Michael, what we do, my dude? No Christian Kirk on your team tonight. Let's see. We got T-Law, Prescott, Mayfield. I'm actually okay with that. I mean, you got T-Law for the long term. You got Prescott in your super flex. You got Mayfield as an emergency. I'm okay with it. Freiermuth and Knox, Higbee, good tight end room. Yeah. C-Mac, Barkley, Harris, Cook. Yeah. And the one rookie I can't pronounce out of Pittsburgh. He looks like a great prospect. So, running back room is kind of loaded. I mean, C-Mac, Barkley, and Harris, beautiful. Didn't go receiver till the 7th. McLaurin, Godwin, Evans, Tony, Hyatt, Myers, Samuel, Jarrett, and Washington. Yeah. I mean, I like that you got those 3 rookies in there, man. That was big for you. I mean, the receiver room is not ideal. But there's enough upside and there's enough balance with the rookies that it could pay off. How do you feel about it, Michael? A little bit of a different build for you tonight. I think I kind of like it, actually. Taylor, what we do, my dude? We got Bryce Young, Danny Dimes, Gino, and Hendon Hooker. Yeah, I mean, I like that you added Hooker there at the end. I mean, Bryce Young is probably going to start right away. If I'd argue one rookie quarterback's going to start right away, for me, it's probably Bryce Young. But I like this quarterback room. Young and Jones are your future. You got Hooker, a little bit of a question mark coming out of the injury, but could pay off. And then you got Gino for some, someone to supplement you for the time, right? Mandrews and Bellinger. And then, you're going to have to fill me in on Laporta out of Iowa. But I'm okay at this tight end room. J.J. Quinn, Johnston, Hopkins, Downs, Bateman, Renfro, and Hutchinson. Yeah. I'm okay at the receiver room. In terms of depth, maybe would have gone for at least one more receiver who you can rely on right away. But outside of that. Etienne, Sanders, Brian Robinson, Tajay Spears, Gibson, Mitchell. I'm okay at the running back room. I think you have enough value and enough. You got a good balance between rookie and veterans. I'm okay at the running back room. So, yeah. I would have gone for, definitely try to go for one more receiver that you could rely on right away, even if they don't have a very high ceiling. Just in case. But I mean, if Johnson and Downs pay off, who I like both of them a lot, this receiver room could be kind of lethal. So, how do you feel about the team, man? I kind of like it. So, but I feel like Hurst is going to be good this season with the rookie quarterback. I like Hurst. I agree. Let's see. Sorry, I lost my spot. Spence. Spenny. What we do, man. Hurts, Cousins, and the Titans quarterbacks. How do you feel about that? I'm curious. It's like you're starting Hurts and you're going to have to start Cousins right away. Is locking up both the Titans quarterbacks between the 15th and 17th round worth it for you? Let me know. T-Hawk, McBride, Gesicki. I mean, I'm okay with that. I don't mind Gesicki as a third tight end, but I don't want him as anything more than a third tight end. Gibbs, Stevenson, Cook, Jones, Harris, Spiller. Good running back value throughout this draft. I would have maybe tried to get one more rookie, but running back, it can slide. Jones was a great value for you. Cook was a pretty good value too. Waddle, Smith, Ayuk, Bodie, Moore, Dobbs, Gallup. I'm okay with the receiver room. And you got a young Sky Moore. You got one rookie in there. You got a young Smith and Waddle. Like, Ayuk is still pretty young too. What's he, 25? Yeah. Dobbs is a good pick for you. Age 22. Gallup. Big old question mark for me after these past 2 years, but in the 18th round, why not? Yeah. I like your receiver room the most. Tight end room's good too. Running back, you got really good value on at the end of the day. And you got Hurts and Cousins. So I'm interested how you feel about those Titans at the end, though. Boss Man. We got Herbie, Richardson, Howell, and Minshew. I like the Minshew pick just in case, you know, it's Washington. Things can always go south quickly with Howell. Richardson doesn't start right away. Is Minshew your savior? Probably not, but if he's starting for a couple games, it could help you, right? Pitts, Mayer, Ferguson, I'm good with. Yeah, good balance there. Especially if Ferguson, I mean, obviously you want Ferguson to be the tight end one. If the Cowboys draft a tight end, could be a different situation. But we'll see what happens nonetheless. And you got Hendershot there too. But with Pitts and Mayer in front of him, I think that's fine. Algier, Henry, Dillon, Miller, McIntosh, Strong. Pierre Strong's your boy, but I love this running back room. For not going RB to the 7th, I think this is about as good of a running back room as you can have. You got youth in Algier and Dillon. You've got a stud veteran in Henry. And you got 2 rookies, and you got one guy who's still very young that you got conviction in. I love that, man. Amon-Ra, Judy, Dotson, Mike Williams, Rondell Moore, Shakir Collins. Pretty good receiver value throughout this draft. Maybe try to sprinkle a rookie in somewhere, but, I mean, Dotson in the 2nd season, and just about everyone he drafted is pretty young, too, obviously. So, I'm not going to beat you up too much there. I like this team. I think it's pretty good. Going to have to hit on the quarterback position at the QB2, but ultimately, I think it's a pretty good team, man. How do you feel about it? Cats. We got Josh Allen. We got Watson. We got Levis. That's a good quarterback room. Yeah. Levis was a good value for you tonight, man. He fell back pretty far. I didn't go tight end until the 11th. Got Dolchich, Woods, and Hurst. That's a great tight end room. Yeah. I mean, just based on value, a very good tight end room. Olave, J-Mo. Man, I thought J-Mo might fall out to 5.4. I was kind of disappointed. Olave, J-Mo, Addison, Burks, Cooper, Lazard, Sutton, Shark. I'm fine with that. Jacobs, Monty, Bigsby, Hole, Pirine, Gray. I'm okay with that too. Yep. Pretty good balance between running backs and receivers in terms of youth and non-youth, so to speak. So pretty well balanced team overall. Nothing jumps out super crazy on paper, but I think you have a good squad here. How do you feel about it? Shopkey, hello, hello. Cinnabone. Fields, 2 a time. Mac and Cheese, Bailey Zappi. I'm actually very okay with this quarterback room. Njoku in the 8th, Fant in the 12th, Everett in the 19th. Good tight end room. Hill, DJ Moore, Hollywood, Juju, Palmer, Boyd, Beckham. Would have tried to maybe sprinkle in a rookie receiver, even if it's a dart throw towards the end. But ultimately, good receiver room. Very good value throughout the draft. Pollard, Pierce, Acne, Brown, Vaughn, Jalen Warren. I'm good with the running back room. Very, very young, which is good. So, yeah, I like this team. Well-balanced team. How do you feel about it, man? I'd be okay with that squad, actually. Like I said, maybe a rookie receiver in there, but I think you're okay. Thomas, 1.12 is interesting tonight. A little bit of a different strat if you don't want to go quarterback at the end, man. Klondike at the 1.10. We got Rodgers, Lance, Carr. Another team that didn't go QB till the 5th. Had 3 guys in a row. Rodgers, Lance, Carr is interesting. I don't know how great I'd feel about it long term. Kittle, Waller, Musgrave's a very good tight end room. I like that you got Musgrave in there because it's pretty veteran-esque outside of that. This team's kind of close to a win-now squad. Chase, Flowers, Thomas, Jones, Thielen, Slayton. At running back, we got Hall, Taylor, Eckler, Mixon, Evans, Foreman, Carter, Robinson. I would have gone, like, with having Hall, JT, Eckler, and even Mixon and Evans, I mean, I would have kind of stopped there. I mean, you could get one more of these guys or maybe another rookie running back, however you want to look at it. But I would have gone for a little bit more depth at receiver. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 receivers. Just don't forget, we're playing 3 receivers. And including the super flex spot, we have 3 flex spots. So I would have gone for one more receiver. But like outside of that, and the quarterback situation being very short term, and if Musgrave doesn't work out, like you're very short term with the tight end as well, you're basically in a win now team, you know? I mean, let's think about this. You're starting Rodgers and Carr, Chase, Flowers, I'm going to say Zay Jones, Hall and Taylor. Flexing Eckler. I mean, that part's nice. Flexing Mixon. I mean, that starting lineup's not bad. And then you got Kittle in there as well. If I didn't already say the tight end position. Then you have the ability to flex Michael Thomas, Waller, Thielen, Foreman, Musgrave, Carter, Slayton. I mean, you say it out loud, it's not bad in a win now scenario. But long term, might have some issues here. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about it? All right, J-Dub says running tight end fame after Goddard. Tough with no third round reversal. That's fair. Irv Smith just signed with the Bengals. Says Albert, thank you so much for the update. Michael, Irv Smith shoots up in value. Did he get drafted tonight? Did anyone get? That was after the draft, right? Yeah, okay. Adam, is the 2.3 too high to take Garrett Wilson, a 12-man Dynasty startup? I would say no. I mean, we've seen Wilson go that early. So, I mean, if that's you have conviction and no, I would probably go Amon-Ra and even maybe Waddle before going Wilson. And it depends if A.J. Brown or CeeDee Lamb are there as well. But I would say no. If that's who you want, no. Michael, I think I should have gone receiver where I went Barkley or Najee. That's fair. Let me try and catch back up here. Who's your favorite team? That's a tough question. There's a lot of interesting builds tonight. A lot of interesting builds tonight. I really think Michael's team could work out kind of nicely, though. T-Law and Prescott. C-Mac and Barkley. McLaurin, Godwin. Let's switch it up and say Tony. Freiermuth at tight end. Flexing Najee Harris. Then flexing one of those other receivers. But I don't know if it's fair to do it by lineup. That's why I don't really do that when I go over teams of Dynasty, because we're really thinking long term. I do like Senior Cinnabon's team. I felt like it was pretty well balanced. I thought J-Dub's team was really interesting. Wasn't my favorite late round selections. But in terms of the gamble you took, I think it really paid off for you, man. And I like Coast to Coast team, but I just don't like his quarterback situation. Like outside of that, like if you swap J-Dubs' quarterbacks with Be Like Chunk's roster, I mean, that might be my favorite team. You switch the quarterbacks between those two teams, you know what I mean? But, I mean, J-Dub starting out with Bijan, AJ, Watson, and London is kind of crazy. So, I'm not good at picking a favorite team tonight. So, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. What did I do tonight? Gosh, I don't know if I want to go over my team. I don't know if we're prepared for this, boys. All right. Burrow, Stroud, Duggan, Darnold. Oh, God, it's disgusting. Komet and Ingram I'm fine with. I just didn't draft a third tight end because I had issues on this team. Metcalf, Adams, Kirk, Lockett, Mooney, Tillman, Shaheed, Rice. I mean, if we weren't able to hit on Mooney, Tillman, Shaheed, and Rice at the end of this draft, we would have been in big trouble. I'm okay with the receiver room ultimately. Pacheco, Swift, Connor, Gainwell, McBride, and CH. What a beautiful auto pick. I mean, I'm okay with the running back room. I mean, CH is super young, so. But I was realistically going to pick another rookie running back right there, so. Oh, well. I don't dislike this team. Stroud has to play and play well. And even if he doesn't play well his rookie season, he's got to play well like by his sophomore year. And I might be trading for a quarterback, but I like my receiver room. I like my running back room. I like my tight end room. I got Burrow, right? I mean, I might be super flexing a player who's not my quarterback. I mean, I guess that is the silver lining. Like, you're at a disadvantage each week, but you have a chance, right? Running back scares me a bit. I mean, me too. I didn't even mean to draft Swift. Like, this draft was a mess for me. So, but I find it hilarious. I have triple stack, basically locked up the Pats quarterback room for the next 2 years. Yeah, like I said, I do like your team tonight. I felt like it was very well balanced for sure. Fields to Moore, Tua to Hill, and Jones / Zappy to Juju was definitely intriguing. Cats, I like J-Dub's team. I do like what J-Dub's did tonight. Not my favorite late round guys, but I really like the first, 9 rounds for you, man. Like I said, if you could have swapped Davis with Dolchich, and let's say you went Mooney or Lazard over Nkonkwo, I would have liked the team a lot more. But that's just me being nitpicky based on my own conviction. If you like Davis and Nkonkwo over those players, then that's perfectly okay. Taylor and J-Dubs both say I think Stroud will start right away. Yeah, maybe I am in a really good spot here. You know, especially if he goes to Panthers, right? Like, he's probably going to start there. If he doesn't, he's going to start after 4-ish games. So I asked why you draft Lazard so much the other day, and then I draft him. You convinced me. Let's go. That's true. You did ask that. That's right, man. Got to build up that ADP, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to do it for the night. I am... I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. It's Monday. I usually don't work Mondays. I did work today because I'm going out of town this weekend. So my whole thing, my whole work schedule's jacked up for the week. But, yeah. Nonetheless. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Thank you guys for spending part of your night here on the channel. And make sure you guys smash the like on the way out. If you guys are new to the channel, you tuned in. Check out the links down below. Join our Discord. Follow us on Instagram. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. So that's going to do it. Tomorrow night, I don't know exactly what the plan is. I don't believe I'll be able to stream with Steven tomorrow. So, but just keep an eye out. We'll probably just roll with a redraft mock for tomorrow. So yeah, but we'll definitely stream tomorrow. So I'll keep you guys posted on Discord. You know what to do. So all right, J-Dubs, Thomas, Albert, Katz, Taylor, Cinnabone, Bossman, Thomas, Spence, Michael, Klondike, Shopkey, Coast to Coast, and Shane, Derek, and everyone else, Godfather, everyone else who stopped by, everyone else who listening. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. Thank you guys to those of you who drafted with me. And I'm going to go and sign off with that. So hit me up if you guys need anything, man. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys for everything you guys do as a community. And thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight, talking some fantasy and drafting with me. Really, really do appreciate you guys. Love you guys, man. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. With that, I will say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And